What's the quickest way to get in a fight in an Australian pub?
Just turn around and drink your beer out of your middy or schooner, whatever you're drinking. Turn your glass upside down, and that's it. You challenge everyone in the bar.
You ever seen it happen?
Yes.
What's the quickest way to get in a fight in an Australian pub?
Just turn a bloody glass up, fella, like just like that, but I'll get some in this, I don't want to waste the beer.
Oh, silly, I've never been in a fight in my life. Get in a fight?
Yeah.
Who wants to?
Well, you just call me a name and you'll just see how quick I can get into it. I've never been in one.
Drink somebody else's beer.
Left hook the first bloke you see alongside you.
What's the quickest way to get in a fight in an Australian pub?
Mister, we're in Australia and you fight backwards.
Well, I think if you don't shout in your turn, you can easily get into a fight.
Yeah? You been in a fight that way yourself?
No, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Right in the fields.
Yeah, alright, we're on.
Go. Hello, welcome back to Naughty Boy Fight Picks or Naughty Boy MMA. I'm not even sure what we're called anymore.
Well, I'm your co-host, Alan Joe Barnes Mole.
Does he have a mole?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's me.
Okay. Yeah, other host Chris Levens muscles. His natural muscles.
Yeah, you're looking good.
Yeah, thank you. As you can probably see if you're watching, we're back in video, back in fucking, what is it?
Real life.
It's 4K?
It's not really real life, is it?
Nah, it's a simulation. Back because it's a special occasion and because we fucking felt like it for UFC 236. Pretty exciting card. We're looking at perhaps the first ever New Zealand belt holder, if you don't count Robert Whittaker.
Yeah. Well, it depends who you're asking, really, don't you?
I don't count Robert Whittaker because I saw him win a fight and then he got on the mic and said Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
It's a good point. It also says he's from Middlemore, which I'm pretty sure is not even a suburb, it's just a hospital away.
Yeah, so you know on the UFC game when you're creating a player and you can choose where they're from?
Yeah.
The sole New Zealand option is like Middlemore. It's like, that's a hospital.
Yeah, I think there's a train station too.
Yeah, I think someone got shot there recently, which is nice.
Shout out to that guy.
Yeah, our auntie used to
Hope
work
you're feeling
at,
better.
Shout out to Auntie Lynn also, who used to work at Middlemore Hospital.
She's a massive fan of this podcast.
I would
Angry
say
Mono.
so. We could say whatever we wanted about her on this podcast. But not our other not other family members because our dad watches sometimes.
Yeah, shout out, shot dad.
We might as well rip into this card, man.
Tear a new hole in it.
Oh, who's calling you?
That's actually the shop phone, so maybe you could provide some context to
right. Yeah, so and this ties into some relevant information depending on who you are, but we're currently at Matt's wife's shop, Windfall Jewelry. You can check out their website online. She makes amazing jewelry along with her jewel making compatriots. That's really distracting. And my sister Matt's wife is also making her pro debut this weekend in Adelaide.
She is. She's gonna go and beat the shit out of some poor unfortunate wench from South Australia.
Fucking exciting.
Yeah, and then we're gonna come home. We're gonna watch this UFC card.
Yeah, we're set for a great weekend, all going according to plan.
I just say, we just ate some halloumi. I feel like I'm on the cheese nine.
Yeah, it was delicious halloumi. If you're in Melbourne, get down to what's it called?
Advay.
Hey
Todd, what kind of cheese says it greets itself in the mirror?
Hi halloumi.
Yeah, halloumi.
Alright, before Matt does more cheese jokes, let's get into this card. We're just going to run through the main card today. First fight on it being a rematch between Over St. Preux and Nikki Thrills Krylov.
The Miner.
Oh yeah,
Is it the Miner?
Yeah, but do you remember what he used to call himself?
No.
Al Capone. Fucking Al Capone, mate.
Stop it, mate.
So their original fight took place, I think, in 2014. OSP's had 15 or 16 fights since. Krylov's had a number. Dipped out of the UFC for a while by choice, apparently. Came back and lost to Jan. And not in a dissimilar fashion to the way he lost to Owen St. Preux.
Yeah, well, it's weird because he's like a, I don't know, karate style fighter, almost. Like some of his kicks are kind of karate-esque.
Yeah.
Like spends a lot of time side on, throws a lot of volume.
Yeah.
Is a real fast starter. But then when he fought Jan, you remember he came out and he was like looking pretty good at range, and then went for a takedown real early and jumped in Jan's guard, which is pretty crazy. Like Jan's got some really good triangles off his back and arm bars and shit. But he managed to kind of see the first round out, but I think it was in the second round that he got hit and arm choke, wasn't it?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, but then when you go back to the St. Preux fight, and fuck man, this was a while ago since I watched that. I'm pretty sure, I know he got Von Preux choked.
Yep.
But I can't remember how it kind of played out.
Oh, it was similar. So they were talking about, while you're watching it, they're like, oh, Krylov should keep this standing, blah, blah, blah. And he took OSP down. And look, because like, it's not as though Krylov doesn't have a ground game. He's got a decent ground game. He's got a gang of submissions on his record. But yeah, he's prone to taking down guys that are super dangerous. So OSP in that instance, similar thing to what happened with Krylov. So in the fucking 20 fights that have transpired since, has Krylov learned anything? And you know, he used to be a heavyweight.
He kind of got that frame.
Yeah.
Like you could imagine that he could stack that weight on, but no, I didn't know that.
It's real, it's a strange one because you see him at light heavy and he's like bouncing around. He's unlike most light heavyweights. He's using a lot of movement and energy in there, so he's got like energy to fucking burn.
Yeah. Well, I guess like the difference with taking down OSP for the most part is OSP is dangerous from top.
Yeah.
Like he's just got that kind of suffocating top pressure.
Yeah.
But like you'd still kind of fancy Nikita on his feet in this contest, unless modern St. Preux kind of times.
Yeah.
Like Nikita certainly would have the advantage in terms of the amount of volume he'd be throwing and his ability to use his kicks. So you think he'd be able to outscore St. Preux on the feet.
Yeah.
You think it would be St. Preux's kind of prerogative to try and take Nikita down and get on top, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I think this is such a hard fight to pick because you can't fucking trust either of these cunts.
I wouldn't trust them, mate.
But I'm leaning.
I wouldn't trust these guys, mate.
Nah, I don't. I'm leaning more towards Krylov though, because despite having fucking 30 fights on his record, he's only 27 still. While OSP is up around 35, 36, and has looked pretty uninspired in the last couple of years, to be fair. He's got some wins, but like, you know, Pedro should have beat him.
Yeah.
There have been some wins where it's like, it appears to be more the fuck-ups of his opponents rather than his brilliance. That, I mean, like, there's something to be said for his brilliance and his ability to fucking finish a fight in dramatic fashion.
Anyone who gets Von Preux choked is not doing the right thing, put it that way.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, Nikita, when he got taken down by Jan, he got taken down because he was trying to yank on a guillotine.
Yeah.
And it's when people try and jump on a guillotine and their guard gets passed, and they try and hang on to it, that they get Von Preux choked. So maybe this dumb cunt's got to throw himself back under the bus. But I reckon Nikita will probably win this on decision by just outputting him on the feet.
Yeah, I like that pick as well. I'm going Nikita, younger, fresher, much more mobile. Owen St. Preux becomes increasingly plodding with explosions. Like, he's still an explosive athlete, but it just looks less and less that way as the years tick on. So yeah, I'm with you, Matt. Nikita Krylov by decision.
Go boy.
Oh. And that could be a fun fight.
Could be fun.
Yeah.
Could be fun. But in our next fight, Todd.
Next fight.
Yeah. Next fight.
Alan Joban.
Yeah. And there's a little mole. See, he's got a little mole there.
I can't see it.
Mole just there.
Oh, yeah, good on. He's a handsome fella.
He's a good looking rooster, actually.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Alan.
versus Dwight Grant, who has one of the weirdest bodies I've ever seen in MMA.
He's like all arms and legs, and they're like a cannonball body.
Yeah, it's so weird. He kind of looks like, if anyone's seen the video of like the woman with the violinist, and then the small person rolls up with the big blunt, and then the last character that enters the frame, same body. Yeah, same body as Dwight Grant.
Go Dwight. What do you reckon, Boltsy?
Well, Dwight, he had a good performance last out versus Pedersoli Jr., who's is questionable whether Pedersoli is. Like, he seems to be a good fighter, but
he does dumb shit, right?
Yeah, and he hasn't had much success in the UFC. He's like, I think, a bit too aggressive for how good he is, and gets himself fucked up. And then, of course, in his debut, Grant lost that split to Zach Otto, which, I don't know. He did fuck all in that fight, but he looked better against Pedersoli. It looked like he had some onus to fucking actually make some shit happen.
Was that the fight, and it ended kind of controversially real close to the final bell by TKO? Did he get TKO real close to the bell?
Yeah, it was like the last second. But I was happy with the TKO.
I can just vaguely recall it.
Yeah.
Well, if you were happy,
yeah.
well, if you were happy, I'm happy.
Mate, I was happy. It's also nice to be in this news desk setup.
Yeah. Feel like a correspondent.
Yeah, foreign correspondent.
Yeah.
Fuck me, Jaban's handsome.
Yeah, Alan.
Bad name, but
10th planet fighting at 10th planet jiu-jitsu. They're all pretty handsome at a 10th planet jiu-jitsu, so a prerequisite.
Yeah. Jaban's beginning to get on. He's got some good wins on his record, like he's beaten Bilal Muhammad, Ben Saunders recently.
Ben.
Not sure what that means, but yeah, he's been up and down, and he's obviously, he should be tailing off into retirement before too long.
Well, for me, without doing much research on either of these guys, I've seen a hell of a lot of Alan Jaban over the years, and I've seen both of Dwight's fights, and like, Jaban is just more polished in every area. I think, like, well, Dwight's really dangerous, and he certainly doesn't mind coming forward and winging some big kind of wild punches. That's what he is. He's like big and wild, although he's fairly accurate in that style. I think the veteran kind of experience of Alan Jaban will be able to see that coming a million miles away, and will be able to implement a game plan that negates it quite successfully. Have you ever heard Alan Jaban talk, like on like an interview or podcast or anything?
Yeah.
He's like really smart dude, and the way he approaches his fighting and his training is really wise, and you know, he's really conscious of being conservative in terms of his longevity, in terms of the sport. Like, he's not the kind of guy that you can suck into a brawl. And that's kind of, for me, what Dwight Grant needs from Alan Jaban. I feel like, Jaban's kind of just got him anywhere here. Dwight, in his last fight, he kind of got freezed up a couple of times with those massive kicks, and maybe it's something to do with being all arms and no torso, but when he was getting kicked, he was kind of getting frozen, and it was when he was allowed to kind of incite a brawl that he ended up catching him out, you know, and I don't think you'll get that from Jaban.
I think like, you know, you saw in the Zach Otto fight, a smart, experienced fighter can kind of negate Dwight Grant, and Jaban is a more skillful, experienced fighter than Zach Otto is. So,
100%.
So I think the experience and the game planning comes into it here, and I fancy Jaban to get a decision. But I like Grant. He's got some skills, and I'd like to see him do well, but I just think this might be a bridge too far.
I wouldn't be surprised if he hurts Alan at some stage. And Alan hasn't got the best jaw. He's been finished a couple of times, but I reckon he'll be able to recover in the wrestle or the grapple or something. Like, he's got pretty good grappling, good wrestling, so I think he'll be able to recover. But I fancy a decision for old mate Allen.
Yeah, there could be a lot of fucking decisions on this card, which kills me.
I've got a feeling the next one's not going to be a decision.
Nah. So next fight of the night, and this is fucking weird, because they keep putting Anders in big spots, and he keeps having pretty average performances.
Yeah.
But they're wanting to push him for some reason. I think it's that.
It draws a crowd, man. The football thing.
Yeah, and you could also say the same about Khalil Roundtree Jr.
He was very popular off the Tough series, you know.
Yeah. So this one here, I see it. Khalil needs a finish early because he gasses something insane, man. Like he
uses a tremendous amount of output in terms of his offense. Like he's using everything. It's all gross motor skills.
Yeah.
He's not conserving on any shots and then trying to pick his opening. He's just swinging for the fences.
Yeah. So I know, and Anders got that pressure style, but he doesn't seem to know how to lead.
He's just got the straight left.
Yeah.
He's got the straight left and occasionally that kick. There's not much else there.
So I won't be surprised if he got caught just by being too inactive and like too hesitant when he backs Khalil up. Because you back a guy like Khalil up and don't throw any offense, he's gonna fucking rip at you, man. So I don't know who to pick in this, but Khalil's gas tank is so bad. Like he's a hands on the knees in the second round guy.
Eric Anders faded. I know it was only on like a week's notice though, the last fight, but he gassed pretty hard too.
Yeah.
But he doesn't really throw enough volume to gas out like cut as fast as Khalil does.
Yeah.
I see this will probably be sorted out in the first. Like you probably know how this one's going to go in like the first 3 minutes of the fight. Like I reckon Khalil's probably best chance is to put it on him early to avoid that straight left, to keep circling to his left. I know Khalil's been over in Thailand training at Pitman D, I think, and which is a really aggressive brand of Muay Thai in terms of their offense. They've got this guy, the Goblin, that fights out there and shit. And I was watching some footage of him kicking pads, which off his right foot, which might be in preparation for the southpaw matchup. And if you can kick the fuck out of Anders' arm, his left arm, that takes the power out of that left arm. We're just gonna have a short intermission.
Excuse me.
I reckon if he kicks that arm a little bit and then starts faking off that kick and coming through with his hands, he could put Anders away. But if we start getting into the second round, then we're probably looking at Anders' decision. I don't like Cahill's chances of finishing this one late.
I think I'm going Anders. If Khalil had any sort of fucking durability cardio-wise, I'd probably favour him to win this fight. But I just picture him fading after the first round, or even in the first round, which we've seen before, and then Anders being able to get off. And once he sees a super tired opponent in front of him, he shouldn't be so hesitant getting off on him. So
if I was Eric Anders' coach, I'd be saying let's initiate the grapple early and put him up against the fence, take him down a couple of times and let him get back up, but just let him carry your weight up with you, and then let's put him down again, and let's take him into the muck, and then you can start throwing that left at a tired, slow Cahill.
And I think, you saw Anders go. Did that go into the third or fourth round, the fight with Maheda?
Fourth round, I'm pretty sure it was fourth round. Yeah.
And I think, that's some durability to go that long with Maheda, because his fights are so chaotic that they look excruciating to be in terms of just fucking, I don't know, lasting in there with
the muck.
So he's shown he can hang around in a tough fight, and I think he can hang around much longer than Khalil. So I got Anders maybe with a late finish, because he does have some power. So probably a late finish. So I'm gonna go Anders KO in the late second, early third. Can I pick 2 rounds?
Go for it. I'm gonna go Khalil Roundtree KO first round.
So Alright, this brings us to
the bro.
Ooh, I was about to say, it's hard to know which fight to be more excited for, because the main event probably is the most exciting, but being in the part of the world that we're from, the prospect of Adesanya getting a title in just over a year of being in the UFC is pretty fucking exciting for us. He's going up against Calvin Gastelum, who obviously was supposed to have a title shot against Whittaker recently, and didn't get to, and here we are.
We're here.
We're here.
We're here.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go, boy. Eh?
Yeah.
I reckon the question of this, like the question of this fight, comes down to, does Calvin's power have a chance to take Israel out if he lands the punch? Like, Israel's been hit in a lot of his fights. He's been tagged. It's just his style. Like, he baits people and he gets caught. Does Calvin have an opportunity to take Israel out in that moment? Like, he hits hard, but is he a Derek Brunson in terms of his power? He's faced a lot of guys who hit really fucking hard. Because I don't think that Calvin brings a level of wrestling that's better than say Rob Wilkinson, who was the guy that Israel fought first up in the UFC. I don't think he brings Derek Brunson level wrestling, so I can't see that. And that's going to be Israel's kryptonite as far as we know it. Well, that's his, like, the hole in his defense. So is he going to be able to beat the best? I reckon the best kickboxer in the world with a lucky punch man. I don't think he is.
Nah, and like in terms of getting some wrestling going, he's got about a 9 reach disadvantage to get past against a precision striker. I don't see him getting the wrestling going, and really, like, also with that discrepancy in reach again too against a better striker. Like, Israel's hard to fucking hit. And I think, so if you look at Israel's trajectory since he came into the UFC and the improvements fight by fight in a short space of time, I think there's he's obviously working things really hard and training. But I think there's also the big thing of him getting more comfortable and more confident. And perhaps like a guy like Calvin, this would have been a far more interesting matchup a year ago. But with the momentum Israel's coming into this fight with, it looks like a fucking uphill battle for me if you're Calvin Gastelum. Like, Israel in the space of a year won 5 fights, topping that off with just dominations of Tavares, Brunson, and then a pretty fun fight with Anderson Silva where he really beat Silva pretty fucking easily. And Gastelum's coming into this with nowhere near that sort of momentum. So he's got the recent loss to Weidman, and then the win over Bisping, and then the win over Jacare, which was a real good win, but also a really close fight.
Well, 2 guys there, and like pretty much all the strikers he's fought in recent times have a Muay Thai heavyset, straight up and down game, where Adesanya doesn't play that game. And so Calvin can make up for lack of, reach and size by just coming forward on a straight line and not being scared to come forward and throwing punches straight and that looping overhand, because it is hard. But Adesanya, I just don't think it's going to be there because he angles off and he doesn't play that game. So I can't see it happening. I think you'll see Adesanya using a lot of front kicks in this fight early, a lot of front kicks, dropping Calvin's hands, a couple of straight punches and a high kick. And I really see this coming down to a head kick knockout. But I'd fancy Adesanya to play with his food here a little bit, maybe drag this one a little bit deep, maybe look at putting him away in the 3rd round. Certainly when you hear Eugene Barrowman talking to some of his fighters, they certainly don't rush things.
Yeah.
And with Asanya, he'll tell them when to get going. You can hear it in the corner. He's like, no, this is the round, and it'll come out and they'll do it. So I'd expect this maybe to be a third round or fourth round.
Yeah. I think this is going to be another one where people are surprised by how comfortable and easy it looks for Israel. I had a point I wanted to make, but I totally forgot it. Gastelum also, like, have we really seen Gastelum evolve or improve much over his career? I don't think so. He's had the same kind of tools, and you can't really like pinpoint any market or dramatic improvements. He kind of goes in and does the same thing each time. If it works, it works, and if it doesn't,
he's a one-trick pony. It's not a finesse game. You know what I mean? He's got heavy hands. He doesn't mind coming forward.
Yeah.
He can be evasive coming forward too. He's just he's a bit of a fucking freak in that regard, I guess. It's the Mexican in him. There you go.
Yeah. I think he's gonna eat something, trying to cover that distance, and
maybe a dick.
I hope so. There was some pre-fight tweeting between the two, and Israel saying something about coming on him. I don't know.
Look, if they get down to that kind of business, I'm just gonna switch off.
Yeah, there might be time. There's a baby shower happening at my house, so we can't have that.
Can't have soggy biscuit.
I can't pick between a Adesanya finish or decision here. I feel like Calvin's a guy that will go after it if the fight's not going his way, so he's likely to maybe eat some pretty nasty stuff and get finished. So I'll go Adesanya 4th round KO.
Yeah, I'll go 3rd round KO. Yeah, I think it's going to happen.
Alright.
You heard it here first.
And we'll have us a New Zealand representative with a UFC belt finally.
Right up there with David Tua.
Brings us to the main event of the night, and this is fucking exciting. You got your featherweight champion Max Blessed Holloway versus perennial lightweight contender Dustin the Diamond Poirier. Also a rematch, which Dustin won.
That would have been Holloway's one of his first few fights.
Might have been his debut. He was 20 years old.
Did he get triangle from Mount?
Can't recall.
At that fight, I want to know that. I want to know.
7 years ago now.
He's this little baby.
Yeah, just a little baby boy.
I've got a feeling.
Look at Holloway's record, man. Look at this shit.
There's a lot of green there.
It's all green, going back to
Conor, probably.
Colin McGregor.
And Colin, eh? Poirier, what does it say? Submission, triangle arm. Oh yeah, so he got the triangle position from out, and then he straight armbarred him from the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you do to white belts.
Right. And that was his first fight in the UFC, and since then he's had those 2 losses and fuck knows how many wins, like 15 or something.
Yeah.
Including 2 over Jose Aldo, and just, man. Yeah.
Matey.
So, I remember, maybe I discussed it on the podcast, but I think it was after the second win over Aldo, and this is when I started to suspect that Max Holloway might be the best pound-for-pound fighter in the UFC, which has neither been confirmed or absolutely shattered at this point. But him going up a weight class and fighting a guy like Dustin, we're going to see. But man, I think Max Holloway, like, remember he had to make that cut to fight Habib and they stopped him cutting?
Yeah.
He's not small.
Nah, he's a big dude.
Yeah, and just so, and he's proved at 145 that he's incredibly durable, that he increases his pace throughout the fight, gets harder and harder to deal with as he adds layers to his game.
Yeah.
Like 3rd, 4th round Max Holloway is nasty Max Holloway.
100%.
I think he looks better at 155 than he does at 145. Maybe in a fight with a more grappling approach from a high-level opponent could look a bit different, but he does have a really good takedown defense now. But yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking Max is going to be too much for Dustin, but Dustin has been improving as well. They're not the same fighters that they were when they first met.
Yeah, I reckon people are underrating Poirier coming into this fight.
Yeah.
I reckon he is probably the biggest threat, and more of a threat than Aldo was even before we saw the fight play out. I didn't think, like with the Aldo fight, there was a chance that we were going to see Aldo taking this to the ground. Like Aldo likes to play it up on his feet. Like that's what he does. He beats people on his feet. He's got amazing jiu-jitsu, but you just don't see it. Whereas Poirier, I reckon he's got to be one of the best getting around at mixing his striking and his wrestling together. Like he's really proficient at that. And like when you think about, think back to the most recent showing of Holloway versus Ortega. Ortega got him down a couple times, but they were very jiu-jitsu-esque, and I think even at one point he pulled guard, but he wasn't able to hold him down because he wasn't able to get his back flat on the mat. But I think when you're striking someone, you're mixing your striking, standing them up tall, and then carrying on with the takedown and chaining them together, as Poirier can do, you've got a chance of doing that. I'm not convinced that he'll be able to hold him down. I don't think that, but I think it just adds another dimension to what Holloway has to consider. So he's not just in a boxing fight, i.e. Ortega. Like the Ortega fight, I reckon is a really good example because we saw some really good boxing improvements from Ortega, we saw him touch Holloway a lot. Like he touched him a lot. Where did he touch him? He touched him when he was inside the range and travelling forward. There was very rarely where he was going backwards or landed anything. And that's where I reckon Holloway looked a little bit susceptible. But when Holloway was allowed to be at range and have room to chop angles and to switch stances mid-combo, he was just able to tee off him. And Poirier's got really good boxing. He's got really good hands. But then you consider they can also mix the wrestling in. He's also got he's got really nice low kicks and shit that he can mix in as well. I think it's something. He just brings something else to it, And I don't think but I've heard a couple people. I was listening to a podcast on the way up here. Some fucking numbskull. It was like, oh, Holloway's got like massive reach advantage, and I was like, he doesn't. Poirier's got massive ass fucking arms. I'm just looking at it here. It's Poirier who's coming in with a 3-inch reach advantage. I've double checked it. He's got long ass arms, man. They hang down below his hips. Ever since kind of Poirier's come up, upper weight division, where he was a little bit glassy jawed from the weight cuts, he's had a bit of a speed advantage. I don't think he's going to have a speed advantage versus Holloway, but he brings all these other weapons to it,
So I think I haven't heard anyone talk about it, but often in these sorts of scenarios, there's a tendency to think of someone who's come up a division as so Dustin, for instance, as an X145er, but he's a real lightweight now. Like he's filled out. He's a lightweight. So
fast lightweight.
I don't really think any of the division stuff is a factor in this fight. I think we're looking at two decent sized lightweights going against each other. Man, this could get savage, right? This could get really nasty.
Poirier's going to hang in there, bro. Poirier's going to hang in there.
Poirier beat Justin Gaethje.
Fucking A, he's tough as fuck. He can lay it down, man.
He was so in that Gaethje fight too. If you recall, I think between the rounds 3rd and 4th, and he finished him in the 4th. The cameras on Dustin's stool. Both his trainers got both his legs in the air because they've been kicked to fucking shreds. His face is busted up. I haven't seen many fighters look that bad in the corner. And then he came out and won it. So he's tough as fuck. Max is tough as fuck. This could be a long fucking hard scrap.
And I think you'd have to, just because of Holloway's ability to maintain a pace and crescendo it towards the end of a fight, which is literally what he does, that you'd have to give it to him come the championship rounds. But Yeah.
Yeah. Are we going to cut this off or should I continue talking?
Just talk some shit. It's alright. We'll just add it.
We got a delivery. I forgot what Matt was saying.
No, we're closed. Yeah?
We're closed, G.
Got something, I can bring it in. Alright.
Is that the bro?
Yeah, I'll show you what the fuck you want.
Fine. Very good. You were on a tangent there.
And I'm Alonzo Barnes Mole. What was I talking about? Fucking Poirier got late in the fight. Always crescendos to the end. Is the thing.
Yeah.
Like that. I reckon. So you got to give it to Holloway if it goes into the championship rounds because of that. But I reckon Poirier can do more damage than Ortega did. And Ortega landed in the pocket. He's landing hard. Landed a couple good elbows. And I think by making Holloway worry about the wrestling a couple of times, that he can fake low and come up high. And who knows, he might be able to hurt Holloway early in this fight.
Definitely powerful.
Yeah, but I'd say if I was betting on this fight, which I wouldn't, I'd say that we might see a 4th or a 5th round TKO on Holloway's part.
Yeah.
On a really tight and beaten up Poirier.
Yeah, he just drowns dudes in that volume.
He just drowns them, eh?
It's insane. That Ortega fight was like a fucking masterpiece of violence.
Yeah, it was, man.
Like, it is so psycho. The way his hands are just like finding the target from all different angles. Like, it looks so horrible to deal with.
He has to get someone's timing. Like, he gets your timing first, and when he gets comfortable in that, and he knows what's coming, and he knows where you're going to be when he throws the straights. He's just like he's just a master of winning the inside line. Like, I'm such a fan of jabs and crosses for MMA.
It must be delivery hour here. We got fucking.
I'm good. How are you?
Okay, thanks. So 3 items today.
3 items. Yep.
What do we got there?
Kittens. I ordered a box of cats.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
Thanks, mate.
Hey man, who are you picking between Max Holloway and Dustin Poirier on the weekend?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good choice.
Thanks, yeah. No way.
Thanks, mate.
And if you can please sign and write your name there.
Sure.
We're making a video to send to the government.
Cool.
Yeah, we're gonna get the tolls taken off the motorway. Shit.
He's a goddamn shit-eating wild man, that boy.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm back. We've just received 3 boxes of stuff.
Yeah, so pick time. I think we're both leaning Holloway, are we? I'm leaning Holloway.
I'm leaning Holloway.
Yeah.
But I'm preparing myself for Poirier to potentially hurt Holloway early. I think that could happen.
This is one of the ones where I like both fighters. It's going to be an amazing fight.
Yeah.
And whatever happens, I think both guys are going to come out having won in some respect or another. MMA is the winner on the day. I'm very excited, but yeah, I'm picking a late finish or decision win to Holloway.
Same.
Alright.
Alright, you fucks.
What do we got here? Oh, my bets. What am I doing?
Eddie bets.
So this week, I haven't done all my bets for the week, but I've got fucking 10 units on Adesanya because he's going to smoke Gaslam.
10?
Yeah.
10 you say?
10.
Double numbers.
Yeah, I got 3 on Max Griffin to beat the newcomer Zaleem Imadiv. I watched some stuff on Max Griffin, and he implements game plans, and I think against a new powerful guy who finishes everyone in the first round, I think that's what you want. Then I've got Boston Salmon over Khalid Taha, and then parlays I've got from last week. I got Perez Green parlayed with Jackson from this week, and I got Holloway, Adesanya, and Jackson all parlayed together. So that's my picks for this week.
There's a boxer in Australia called Luke Action Jackson.
Right.
It's one of the best fight names getting around.
Is he action? Like, does he live up to it?
It's got ADD. Yeah, he can't stop talking. Yeah,
good man.
It's a good one.
Oh, fuck your face up.
Fuck your face up.
Who we got this week, Matty?
The bro, Khalid Taha.
Yeah.
What do you reckon about that mug?
Also, in this photo,
Give up
right?
your mugs.
In this photo, he looks like a real prick. But then in his last fight, which I watched the other night, he's got like quite this friendly. He's got more hair in his most recent fight.
Is it just when he's like trying to look tough?
Yeah, and he's not pulling that stupid
He
face.
does it in all his stupid fight. Khalid Taha looks like he's constantly just about to do a fart.
Yeah.
Like he's making sure that there's a moment where there's enough background noise that no one notices it, and he's waiting for the right opportunity just to let it rip.
And it's like you're talking about my life recently. been experiencing that a lot.
He also looks like he draws a Nissan Skyline.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Taha, fuck your face up. I'm picking the bro Boston Salmon. Anyway.
So how's Khalid got to win this fight against the Salmon?
He's got some pretty nice hands. He looks like a decent fighter.
On the UFC website, it also has him weighing 0 pounds, which means potentially he could levitate to the ceiling and throw pieces of the production equipment down at the Salmon.
Hey, look, his weight cut's going to go great this week.
They're like shooting fish in a barrel.
Yes. Very good.
Thanks.
Moving on. Oh fuck! Do we even want to talk about this shit?
Who? What? Connor?
Yeah, Khabib and Connor saying horrible things to each other.
Oh, that was showing. Oh, was it the wife stuff? The towel, wifey material. Pretty gross.
Yeah,
Can't stay out of the news, eh?
Nah, and fuck, I just kind of.
I think people are probably like, they've probably got Connor fatigue.
Man,
I've got Connor fatigue. I don't give a fuck when I see a headline about him. Like, no matter what he does.
No. As soon as the fight was over with Khabib, I'm like, alright.
Yeah,
I don't need to see anything else from this guy now.
Meanwhile, Adam Levin. Yeah. Oh no, that was the K1 fighter. Remember Adam Levin?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Adam Lobov, teammate of Conor McGregor, although I don't know if McGregor's even part of that team anymore. He doesn't appear to be there. Had an incredible fight with Jason the Kid Knight on the weekend.
The bro from Mississippi.
Yeah, people's faces got really fucked up.
Demolished.
Yeah, that was fun. Did you watch one the other weekend?
Yeah, watched one. Loved one the other weekend.
It was cool, right?
Man, I reckon like that Eddie Alvarez loss was probably the best thing for ONE FC stakes. Like people are like, holy fuck, like there's some legit dudes down there. I think people start paying attention. That Japanese bloke who fought, it's not
a phrase you hear often.
Demetrius Johnson, like he was legit, man.
Yeah.
Super fast, and I think Demetrius was like trying to feel him out a little bit for the first round, and when it was go time, like he went him. But when was the last time you saw Demetrius look like that at the end of a fight, beat up?
Yeah, nah. Well, I'm sus on this one championship weight cutting shit because they reckon they don't cut weights and they change the divisions. But Eddie and Demetrius come into like the name of the division they fought in at UFC, but they also both their opponents seem so much bigger than them. I do remember in the first round of the DJ fight, his opponent like just shucks him off him.
Huge.
It's like never seen that happen to DJ, like never. And you could tell like DJ was fighting through, like getting over and dominating a much bigger guy, and he had to work real hard to get there.
Yep.
I think like the dude did look like a decent fighter, but I think a lot of it was the size as well. So there's some sus shit going on there, but yeah, it was entertaining shit. And
I can't wait to see that guy from Myanmar, the light heavyweight, the middleweight guy, go up to light heavy and fight Brandon Vera.
Oh yeah, that could be fun.
They made that fight fucking sick, man. He's a unit. No headbutts. Myanmar, they do left way, which is the fighting with headbutts. Not allowed and whatnot.
Yeah, they reckon. I like the knee on the ground. That's
cool. Man, it makes that grapple flow, that transition flow much quicker, right? Because people can't just sit there if you need in the head.
What I don't like, get to my gripes column, Pride Lady calling out the people entering the ring. Fucking Mike Schiavello explaining the 10-point must system to me like 5 times.
I might see it, by the way.
I can't stand the cunt. Anyone, like, I hate this, so I've been watching some other Australian promotions.
Knocks on the door, no one's home. Try time for Lazarus.
I hate them. Fuck. As soon as there's some blood, you just wait for a bit of claret on his face there. Shut up.
I like him.
No, I can't stand the prick. But yeah, one was cool. Which I guess... My pleasure. Brings us to Naughtiest Boy of the Week. We've got a few candidates. We had the promoter of Bare Knuckle FC.
Why is that, Uncle Todd?
Well, he just jumped on the mic after a fight and announced he was going to take half a guy's pay off him for not fighting to his fucking standards.
Yeah, which is ridiculous. And then when you see a picture of Artem Lubov and Jason Knight, why would you then want to go and like submit your, put yourself through that kind of fucking trauma? Speaking of trauma, my fucking jaw's killing me. To and potentially not get paid at the end of it. True.
Yeah, no, fucking horrible. Like, those fighters are really putting some shit on the line, what they're risking injury wise, and they deserve, like, I saw lots of people on Twitter too who were like, had illegally streamed it and they felt bad, which no one feels bad about illegal streaming often, but dudes were saying, I'm gonna Venmo like the $30 to this fighter, and like there was a bit of a thing starting up because people were like, I want these guys they deserve my money.
Yeah.
And maybe that's a cool thing that will happen in the future, is people will like bypass the promotion and just give money directly to fighters.
Just have a cash app, you can send them money.
Yeah.
It's like it's.
You
heard it here first on. You heard it here first.
Yeah. I support that movement. But so the Naughtiest Boy of the Week is Artem Lubov, and he's like got to stop getting slapped by everyone. I think it's
Paulie, what's his face?
Yeah,
gave him a bit of a what for, eh?
Malinaji gave him a bit of a slapping and then a bit of a talking to as well.
Bit of it all.
Fucking that Paulie Malinaji, he's not short of words, is he?
No.
Fuck, he's so Brooklyn, Italian, New York. It's fucking hilarious. And so like last time, fucking Artem went and got his stupid head slapped. It caused a whole lot of kerfuffle. And then again this time, fucking Conor McGregor jumps on his Twitter. I imagine his bag of cokes nearby, and just starts like tweeting up a shitstorm.
Just rifles through his bags of coke to find his phone.
Yeah. Oh, more deliveries.
Oh, hold on. I'm going to
Jesus Christ. He's just gone. He's just disappeared. So all we're gonna see is you getting.
No, he's coming back.
Is he? Yeah. This is gonna be one of the greatest episodes we've done. Yeah. Do you want me to just kind of narrate this? Looks like he's got a bit of claret on his face.
Is he coming back?
No, we're just gonna look at that
It's like that brick wall.
Yeah, or that. It's kind of.
He's got to be coming back, the bro. His van's parked there.
Okay.
Hang on, got some action. Shout out to our sponsors, DHL Couriers.
Yeah, man. Send me some stuff, guys.
Oh.
Nah. That's our new segment. We've added.
Hello, welcome to Naughty Boy Fight Picks.
So yeah, I got 4 for you.
Yep.
Sick. Wonder what we got there.
Yep. Max Holloway.
Max Holloway?
Yeah. Thanks. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, my love.
Shop Maxi. Fucking hell. Alright, so we got our stuff. What were we saying? Something about Artem Lubov.
Artem Lubov always calling Conor McGregor up for the every time he gets in trouble.
Fucking, he might have really found his thing in bare knuckle though.
Yeah, it kind of suits his style, right?
Yeah, it was fun, man. And if he gets, so they've announced that he's getting Malinaji next. Man, I don't want Malinaji to lose that.
Malinaji would beat the fucking piss out of him.
He should do, right?
He'll beat the piss out of him.
But I feel like, you know, you can't look at it as straight boxing match because the clinch plays into it way more, which changes.
Which Adam will have a bit under his belt, but
yeah, him and Knight didn't go into the clinch at all, really. Though they just kept.
I look forward to seeing Beck Rawlings get another hiding.
Some woman won yesterday who wants to fight her. So
good.
Hopefully. That's probably a good note to go out on, eh?
Yeah.
Fucking good luck to everyone out there, whatever you may be doing.
Yeah. All these stuff that you got on this week.
We've got to unpack some of these boxes now. We've got all sorts of shit here.
We just imported some lizards.
Next time we see you, there'll be a New Zealand UFC champion, so...
Yeah, and it won't be either of us.
No, unfortunately not.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Stay safe out there. It's a jungle.
Yeah, chuck us a comment, a like, a subscribe, donation to our Venmo account. Don't know what Venmo is. Sounds good though.
Alright, start player.
Oh.